Okay, so if you are by chance trying to install or configure Virtua Fighter 2 for a Windows 7 PC, you may have noticed that it is a little annoying. And I've spent a little while trying to get it to work, and I figured now that it's functioning well, I'd go ahead, uninstall it, and make a video showing you how to install it and go ahead and set it up to get it running well and everything. So I'm going to be using a downloaded game image. If you have a physical copy of the game and you're running any trouble with this, just go ahead and ask a question in the comments and I'll do my best to answer it. And I'll be using a program called Daemon Tools Lite. It is a free program and I'll link both the game and the program in the description. Now, once you've gone ahead and installed Daemon Tools Lite and downloaded the game file, you're going to want to extract the game file to wherever you like. I'm just going to use my desktop right now. And you're going to be keeping this game image, so you may want to put it in your documents or your downloads folder, somewhere where you'll always have it. Okay, so when you extract it, it's going to look like these two files do. It may not have the icons that I have, but it'll be a .bin and a .q. The .q here is what we're going to be dealing with right now, and it has a Daemon Tools icon because the file type is associated with Daemon Tools Lite unless you went ahead and change that. But all you're going to want to do is just double click the vf2.q file, and Daemon Tools Lite actually installs a kind of virtual drive on your computer, so you could go ahead and put virtual disks inside of it. So that's what it's basically doing right now. It's mounting the image on the virtual drive that it has. Okay, so now you're going to want to run that disk, that virtual disk. So you go to your computer, and here you can see BD-ROM drive. My drive letter is G. It may be different for you, and that's actually something of importance later, but worry about it later. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click this here, and if you have auto run, just click run setup.exe. So now it's going to ask me if I want to continue with the installation and can I use some functions, yada yada yada. Just click yes, and now click install. Now leave the installation directory the same. Older games tend to get really pissed off if you put them in a directory of your choosing, and sometimes they won't function properly. So I would recommend just to leave this as it is. And down here you're going to want to click full installation and then click continue. And the directory right here doesn't exist already, and it's going to ask me to create it, so I'm going to click OK. And it's going to go ahead and install the game. And it's going to ask me to install DirectX 3, so I'm going to click install DX3. And now it tells me it's all completed, and it's going to ask me to play or exit. I'm going to exit. I don't want to play it quite yet. And I'm going to X out of this dialog box that it popped up. Okay, so now that it's installed and all that good stuff, you're still going to want to do some things to get it running perfectly and running well, or running at all for that matter. So go to your computer and go to your disk image here, your BD-ROM drive, right click it and click open. Now go into the DirectX folder and go ahead and sort by type. If you don't have it set up to sort by type, you can right click on this bar here, click more, and you can choose how to sort everything, which sorting columns to add. So I already have type, so I've sorted it by type already. So I'm going to scroll down here to the setup information files, the .infs, and I'm going to right click each of them and click install. I've already done this, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it again. Shouldn't run into any problems. I was debating whether this is entirely necessary or not, but I did notice that there was a minor improvement when I went ahead and installed all these .infs. So once I've done that, personally right now, I'm just going to add a shortcut for the game onto my desktop. So it's installed in your C drive, Sega VF2, and this is the file you're going to want to run when you go ahead and play the game. So I'm going to right click, send to desktop. And actually I'll just leave that up here for now. Okay, even though all this is done, you still need to do a couple things to get it to work. For one, you're always going to want the disk image mounted as we did earlier, whenever you play it. It will ask for it no matter what. So whenever you want to go ahead and play it, just find the vf2.q file and double click that, and Daemon Tools will go ahead and mount it. And it's still, actually, let me exit out of this. When you double click vf2.exe and try to run the game with the disk image mounted, you will get an error still. It's really annoying, I know. So it's going to tell you that it needs to be in X and Y color depth to go ahead and play, and currently we're not in that mode. So what we have to do is, if you have a video card and you have a control center for it, like I have Catalyst here, chances are you'll have a much easier way of doing this. But for those of you who don't, I'm just going to do this the way you would normally go about doing it without a control center or the NVIDIA control panel, whatever that's called. So you right click on the desktop, go to screen resolution, then right here go to advanced settings, and then go to monitor, and here it says colors on the bottom, and it says true color 32-bit. That's what we're in right now. We're going to want to be in 16-bit color. And now we're going to go ahead and apply this setting. And hopefully Camtasia doesn't cut out on me, and click OK when you're done, and you could go ahead and X out of this. Now that we're in 16-bit color depth, we can go ahead and play the game, but we're still going to run into a problem, which I'll kind of show you here. Let me open up Fraps. And I have Fraps running now, so I could go ahead and boot up Virtua Fighter 2. And it'll go ahead and it'll start, and I'll start recording the screen now. Okay, this is all well and good right here. But if you'll notice, I get the sound, but I go to arcade mode, and there's no music playing. No, there's no music playing. Let me select a character.
Ready, go!
Yeah, see, I'm not getting any music here, which is bad. So I'm going to hit F3 to exit out. That brings up the menu screen, so I'm going to go to Game Exit. I just wanted to show you that there. Okay, so now what the game is doing is it's looking for all that good audio stuff in the D drive, which is the default letter for a CD drive or a DVD drive. But let me go to my computer here and show you. Because we are using a virtual drive, it is not drive letter D. It's drive letter G for me, and it may be different for you. So what we're going to have to do now is change that setting as well. So let me X out of here, and now on the Windows orb right here, click the orb, and in the search bar type diskmgmt.msc and hit enter. And this pops up as a miniature dialog box, which I hate, so I'm going to expand this. And here are all my hard drives and whatnot. You can go ahead and ignore those primarily and look here at CD-ROM 0 and CD-ROM 1. This is my real DVD drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a different drive letter instead of D. So I click on this area right here, and I right click it, and I go to change drive letter and paths. And now I click change and assign the following drive letter. I'm just going to give it Z for now. You can go ahead and change it back when you're done playing the game, of course. So it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you that it may not run correctly. If you change the drive letter, some programs may not run correctly. That is, for instance, if you're listening to a CD out of your drive, like as you're doing this, it will go ahead and that audio will cut out because it's no longer the drive letter D, and that's where it's looking for that audio information if you're playing a music CD. But I'm not using my DVD drive currently, so I'm going to click yes. Alright, now it's drive letter Z. So now I have to change our virtual drive to drive letter D. So I right click that, change drive letter and path, same process, go to change it to D. And it's going to give me the same error, that's fine. And I'm going to X out of this. Now I can exit out of disk management, and I can run the game, and it'll actually go ahead and work. I don't have a controller set up, and I don't know what the controls are for the keyboard, so bear with me here. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game and record with Fraps as soon as it boots up here. And there's music. But you'll notice that the character models and the stages, basically all the meshes look a little wonky, all the models look weird, which can be fixed as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit F3. You're going to want to go to screen mode, and let me go down here to the screen mode option itself, and you'll see that if right now it's on 640 by 480 16-bit, but it is default on 8-bit. The reason I have it right now in 16-bit is because DxTory only records it that way, and that's actually what you want to change it to anyway. So yeah, change it to 640 by 480 16-bit. Then you go down to screen size, leave it as full. BG quality, I'm going to turn on high. And then I'm going to go down to stage quality, and I'm going to turn that on high. I'm going to change the model kind to model 2, which improves the models a lot. And I'm going to enable shading too, which make it look a lot better. And then I'm going to hit enter on OK. And now, actually what I want to do is go back a bit. So I hit backspace to go back, as it is now. And I want to go to the options menu here. And now, if you go to version, you'll see it's version 2.0, and you can easily change that to 2.1 to get the latest version if you like. And to use a controller, you go down to key assign, hit enter, and for some reason, the game defaults me as a player 2. I don't know why. So either way, I'm going to go down to control, and you can see it's on keyboard now, so I just make it joystick. And then I can figure for button 1, do I want that guard, punch, or kick, and so on and so forth. The buttons depend on which controller you have, so I can't really be too specific here. And once you've done all that, you hit exit, and now you'll only be able to control everything through your controller. So just keep that in mind. Nope, okay, there we go. And now you're all set to actually play the game. So let me just give you a little bit of example here. As you can see on the bottom here, the character select looks a lot better, and so do the characters on the top right there. And I'm always Lau.
Ready, go! Fight! 2, ready, go! Play! Play! Oh yeah!
Alright, so there you have it, just a little bit of gameplay so you can see how it is. And that is actually it. So I hope this helped, and thanks for watching.